On Monday, we got our first glimpse at the Alfa Romeo C41, Alfa Romeo Racing's challenger for the 2021 Formula One season. Well, I say we got our first glimpse, it was actually a leak reveal on the day before, but we got our first official glimpse of the Alfa Romeo C41, and in my opinion, it's beautiful. I really like the way they've done the livery. It's a subtle change. They've almost reverse carded it, and if you don't see why, we'll show you later with some comparison shots, but I think it might even be better than the AlphaTauri. What do you think, Dylan?
I think it's very good. I prefer it compared to their livery last year, but I still prefer the AlphaTauri compared to this. All they did was just switch the red and the white around, and that's pretty much it. There might be some technical things, but not much has changed.
I like the way they switched the red around. I like darker colours at the bottom and the lighter at the top. It's quite a nice fade. I just like the livery, and maybe a matte paint scheme. I've already said in these sorts of livery reveal videos that I like them, but I just think it's a very good looking car. Compared to last year, it's a lot better, and the way they've done their the little wing that sits on top of the engine cover in actually in black, I really like that. It makes the car look lower and sleeker. Do you like that, Dylan?
Yeah, it does look very nice. I think it does look pretty good.
Yeah. That it's just a nice looking car. Obviously, technical changes wise, they have 2 tokens to spend on things they can change due to the semi-frozen regulations from 2020 to 2021. So not much has changed, but if we're going to move on to comparison shots, you can see that the front wing has narrowed considerably. It's a lot narrower, isn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, it's changed quite a bit compared to last year. They've redesigned the front of it.
And if we actually look at some comparison shots now, you can see it's quite wide. Actually, it doesn't taper in much compared to the main body of the cockpit. It's not actually that much of a taper, and it's quite a wide nose. And the nose at the moment is still quite wide compared to the Mercedes, but it is a narrower wing and nose than it used to be. They've slightly redesigned the front wing area. Lots of teams seem to be doing that, going narrower, and the bits underneath that direct the air towards the back of the car are changing as well. You can't really see that unless you're actually close to the car, because it's quite hard to get photos of that angle, but they have changed it a bit. I suppose you describe it as semi-shark fins got a lot smaller, hasn't it, Dylan? You can see it, the bit painted in black.
It's gone smaller than last year. They've lowered the height down a bit.
Yeah, they've just lowered it a bit. I don't know why they've done that. Aerodynamic efficiency, directing air to the diffuser, to the rear wing. There's so many different possibilities why they've done that, but they've done it for a reason, and painting it in black, I quite like it, as I said, and you can really see here on the right hand side that it really has, they really have just flipped the colours, and they've made it a darker red, which again I think is an improvement. On the left hand side you've got the driver overalls. What do you think of the overalls, Dylan?
I think they look pretty good. I probably prefer the last year's one. It just looks a bit more it just looks a lot better with the logo and the name on there, but this year they just got the logo on it. But I do like having the names down the side.
I like the names on the leg. I agree with you. That's very nice. I actually prefer the 2021 ones. I like that sort of, I suppose, snake sort of thing, dragon, and it's also actually reversed. So on either side you've got the snake is facing different ways on the 2021 car. I don't know if people have noticed that when looking at some pictures, but I actually think I just think that's quite a cool little Easter egg, I suppose. Other than the regulation changes, there's not much. They've redesigned the front suspension slightly and the front brake ducts, but the big noticeable changes with most teams so far in the reveal season is that wing is getting a lot narrower. Obviously the livery's been reverse carded, but chassis shape wise we've not changed much because we can't, and the car looks overall a lot similar, doesn't it, Dylan?
Yeah, it hasn't changed much apart from a few designs, and the livery's changed, and that's pretty much it. But it does look really good compared to last year, I think.
Yeah, I like it. I like the liveries ever since 2018. They've been evolving it, and I think, it's a good evolution, it's a good next step, and I'm looking forward to seeing it on track when we really get to know how good the car is, because obviously they've been a bottom of the pack team. Hopefully they can make some inroads on the midfield. Do you think their driver lineup's strong enough to do that, Dylan?
I'm not sure if they're strong enough. I think Kimmy's gone way over his peak, and I don't think Antonio is quite quick enough yet. And if Kubica gets in the car, I think he might be slightly quicker than Giovinazzi, but that's about it. I don't think they have the pace to score too many points.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. The driver lineup isn't the strongest, I think. Right, Giovinazzi, not the peak of the F1 field, the talent pool, and Raikkonen, although he was at one point very talented, I think he's going to be 42 this year, so he's getting on a bit in sporting terms. So hopefully they can make some gains up the field, but whether that can happen, obviously it depends on gains the other teams make and their drive lineup and their car. It looks nice, but really what makes it a good car or not is how it performs on track. We'll see how that happens in roughly a month when it's time for the Bahrain Grand Prix, the season opener. That's it when it comes to this week's episode, or today's episode of Livery Reveals. We hope you've enjoyed. You'll join us for the next one, which will be the Red Bull, which is releasing the same day as this is recorded. We're doing a double recording session. But for now, I've been Ed.
And I've been Dylan. Bye bye.
Bye bye.